Yo, welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed, back with the same crew. We are back. We are better. We usually record on Tuesdays, but we took Tuesday off.
Election day.
We just want to see what happened with the election. Also, I was driving up. I don't know if you can't see my. You can actually. I am a Georgia voter, so big swing state right there.
Yeah, I did a mail-in a few weeks ago.
So,
but I live here, so didn't really matter.
So that's a good way to put it. But my vote probably mattered a little more than yours.
Yeah, maybe. What county were you in?
Fulton.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
It does, because it doesn't. It will maybe not for the county, but it matters for the whole
I guess
presidential pick on the electoral college in Georgia. So
yeah,
whatever. Week 9 happened. We're officially halfway through the season, which means we have an idea on the teams that are in the playoffs, out of the playoffs. But you know what the second half of the season is?
Playoff race.
Where playoff spots turn into losers and playoff spots turn into winners, baby. It's the witching season.
All right, let's do it.
It's the witching season. Week 9 was a pretty fun week.
I had a lot of fun.
I know you had fun. I had fun.
Some stress.
I had
fun.
so much fun.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I helped you with your fun.
What was it?
Well, let's get right into that. What was it? The Falcons, my Atlanta Falcons, coming home, beating the Cowboys, 6-point victory. But if we're gonna be honest, it was 14. Yeah, they had that in the bag unless something crazy happened, which I've seen the Atlanta Falcons do in their past. So I'm not gonna get too far, but got the job done. Kirk Cousins, 3 touchdown passes. Bijan had, I think, 86 on the ground, around there. Darnell Mooney. Drake London went out with an injury, but Darnell Mooney's been playing like a wide receiver 1. So the contract we got him on is great. We have officially moved to 6-3. Man, the Falcons have taken, with the Bucs loss, we'll get to that later, but the Bucs loss, they've taken a commanding lead in that division.
That's good. It's a pretty shit division anyway, so.
It is, and to speak on that division quickly before we do move on, that was a great defensive game in the first half of the Falcons, but I saw a thing, the Falcons can go 4-4, which they have a couple good teams in here, a couple bad teams. I think they can beat the Panthers, Giants, and Saints pretty convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
If they pick off a Broncos, a Chargers, a Vikings, and the Raiders as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can beat the 4 teams we're supposed to beat, we go 4-4. The Bucs have to go 7-1 to win the division.
I mean, it's probably yours to lose at this point.
I think it's easily ours to lose, but we know it's Atlanta Falcons that nothing is really ours till the final score happens. So
it's true. Dolphins-Bills.
Dolphins-Bills. Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns. Pretty doing well there. The running game for the Dolphins was really good this game.
Mm-hmm. Just picked up Raheem Mostert off waivers.
Nice, yeah. A-Chain had, I think, 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns. He did really well this game. Tyreek Hill almost had 100 yards receiving. Jalen Waddle had some good catches, but ultimately it was the kicker that's been questioned a lot, Tyler Bass, with I think a 61-yarder to win it.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember watching that, it was 61. So, yeah, Bills got it done. They moved to 7-2 and undefeated at home, most importantly. So when they get those, if they can lock up the number 2 seed, they can do well, man. They can do well. So
Yep.
see what they can do. But Josh Allen, I think, is improving on his MVP case again.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Allen. He's definitely been playing a lot better.
Yep.
Or not. He's still been playing very well.
Yes. Raiders, Bengals. Bengals finally got what they needed to do, a 17-point win against a team that was really bad. Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, 2 good games. Chase Brown, but Joe Burrow. Even with T. Higgins out, 5 touchdown passes. I think I went against him in fantasy, so I lost this week. 250-something yards. He killed it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the game Joe Burrow needed. What do you think?
No, it's definitely the team or the game not only he needed, but the team needed. We sat here the past couple of weeks, and I've been talking trash about them and how bad they are. They're what right now? What are they?
They're 4-5.
Yeah, 4-5.
Pick up the first one at home.
Yeah, so next, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but next game's Thursday night primetime in Baltimore. Then they've got to go into L.A. to play the Chargers. Then they get to host the Steelers. So those next 3 games.
Those are some tough games, man.
That's really.
Those are all 3 playoff teams you got to play.
That's gonna be this is gonna be their season right here.
Which sucks because the trade deadline just passed.
I've been joking around saying that their season's over. They don't look good. They can't get it going. These next 2 games is the decider.
That really determines if you're gonna do it or not.
It's a fairly easy slate to finish it. So if you can win these next 3 games, you're right back in the playoff race. But I mean, if you go 1-2, still, it's not going to be good.
That is true.
Especially if you lose to another in-division rival.
And a 7-point underdog. So there's an football. We'll get there, but that's a big jump you got to make right there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with their defense. Chargers, Browns. Chargers did the job. Herbie back with another 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston, man. He's really found his stride into the season.
It's starting to look like a pretty good football team.
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins can run the football. A well-coached team from Harbaugh. Chargers, man.
Imagine if they had CeeDee Lamb.
That's going to be a running gag on this show, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. But they got the Titans next. They can move to 6-3. They're looking in prime position for a wild card spot. Of course, they have the Chiefs in the division, so that's not going to happen. But unless something crazy happens, you never know.
Yeah, well.
But Kansas City's looking like Kansas City right now with that defense. But Justin Herbert's throwing the ball well. They threw the ball especially well against the Browns team, which is really good in the pass coverage. So, or pretty decent in pass coverage, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Chargers are as well. But good for them. They really held Winston down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really all I got to say about that.
That is Jameis Winston game.
Yeah.
Last week, what was it? 320, 3 touchdowns.
Yep, no picks.
350 or 250, 3 picks.
Jameis Winston, we know, man.
Yep.
He averaged out. So, Patriots, Titans. I think Drake May might be the future.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, with the receiving core he has, with the
not
team
good.
around, it's not good, and he still managed to get that team. Even though the Titans defense, by the way, one of the best defenses actually.
Yeah, they're pretty
in the
good.
league. So
it's just their offense.
Their offense
awful.
hasn't been great. But when you go against the Patriots, your offense can actually do some things. Mason Rudolph, 240 and 2 touchdowns. And guess who called it last pod of me? Tony Pollard. I gotta show you that video.
Okay.
128 yards on the ground. Good game for the Titans. I don't want to say a much-needed win because I think that we both agree their season's over.
Oh, yeah.
And it was never really in contention.
It's over.
But I guess a good win for the fans. Good win, just have some happiness for a week.
Well, I mean, not really. They probably just want them to lose from now on so they can get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, exactly.
So probably
a good win for the fans who bought tickets to support.
I guess.
So, next we have the 7-2 Commanders. Jaden Daniels becomes the first quarterback in Super Bowl history to beat the Giants both times as a rookie. Weird little stat right there, huh?
That is a weird stat.
First rookie quarterback to beat the Giants both home and away. And he's done it. He's done it to now 7-2. I did say this game was going to be close. And I think from the score, it wasn't as close as it really was.
Mm-hmm.
But the Giants technically had some opportunities to maybe stop them and drive down the field to win the game, but they didn't.
The Giants are going to giant.
We know that they're 0-5 at home.
He threw Daniel Jones threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he played decently. I mean, not great, but he did what he needed to as a quarterback that's paid $40 million a year. So,
they don't like
but
to hear
everyone
that.
knows that's brought up so much that it's just ingrained in your head. So
yeah, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, we'll move to the last 2 1:00 games. Panthers. That was I think the only underdog to win, actually, if I'm not mistaken, on the spread. Those were all favorites. Favorite. The only underdog to win. The Carolina Panthers kept pounding. Derek Carr put Olave in a hospital.
Yeah.
He got a lot of flack on Twitter.
Yeah.
Kamara had a big game, really big game. But Bryce Young, I had interceptions that were not his fault. I'm just going to say that. He, in my opinion, played a pretty good game for what Bryce Young
he did play
has
great.
gone through.
He
what
played really great.
Yeah, what a good game it was. I know Chuba Hubbard had a good game as well. So shout out the Carolina Panthers, man. I feel like they've been knocking on the door sometimes of finally breaking that gap. And remember the start of the year, Saints were 2-0, put up 40 points each.
I remember that.
And you said that they were looking like the best team in the NFC, and we both agreed, hold on, we got a couple weeks to wait, especially as a Saints hater.
Yeah.
Look at that. 7 straight losses for New Orleans. I know not having Derek Carr is a big reason why, but
I mean, he wasn't doing them any favors.
Yeah, you can't really blame just not having Derek Carr after this. So
I mean, it really just comes back to like what happened, what changed. Oh wait, they played the Eagles. That's what happened.
Yep.
Yeah. We beat the crap out of them.
I don't want to talk about this game too much, but Broncos-Ravens, Lamar has really solidified himself as a MVP front runner.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry has solidified himself as a Offensive Player of the Year candidate, and Zay Flowers has solidified himself as an emerging wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
So really,
and Deontay Johnson didn't do anything.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think he had like 1 or 2 catches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, not the greatest game, but the Ravens ran away with it. Their defense stepped up when they needed to. Only touchdown coming from a Bo Nix catch.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Saw it live.
Jaguars, Eagles, in my opinion, I'm going to say it. The Jaguars, I think, should have won this game from the fourth quarter.
No. So
Yes.
they got 1 touchdown that shouldn't have been a touchdown.
Fumble?
That fumble was not. He was touched by a defender and down by contact. That was awful officiating.
Officiating.
I'll pull it up right here. It'll be right here of him getting touched before he goes to the ground. Probably one of
Look, you can see right here that he got touched, but he kept his momentum up, and then he fell. So he fell on his own right here.
No, it doesn't matter.
Everyone watch it. You can see.
If you're touched by a defensive player and then you go to the ground, it's down. That's the rule.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
If you establish yourself up, like you catch yourself,
Okay,
then
but
you're
he
back
didn't. He
up.
didn't do that because he fell down.
Nah, he did that.
He
did
didn't. He
that.
fell down.
Yeah, I would have stayed up. Pussy.
Okay. Oh, so you're better, I guess. My fault.
You know it. I
My
can do a
fault.
backwards hurdle.
So anyway, due to terrible I mean, that was one of the worst officiating games I've ever seen. As a
Biased.
no, not even as a bias. So they got 1 free touchdown. That really take away 8 points from that score, and that should be the final score. I'm not even mad about the coaching miscues by Sirianni, him going for it instead of taking points.
Yeah. No.
I'm not mad about
Also,
that.
let me say this: Jake Elliott is one of the best kickers in the league too.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know what he did, but like, I mean, that's just part of like who Sirianni is. So like, you can't hate him.
Yeah,
that's how he got to the Super Bowl.
The tush push is kind of falling.
Not even the tush push though. Just the year before we did that, when we went to the Super Bowl, he went for it on 4th down a lot, and when it converts, everyone praises him, and we converted a lot. So and that's his identity. That's who he is as a coach. Same way people talk about Dan Campbell.
Bro is Timu Dan Campbell.
That's fair. But yeah, I'm not mad about that. I was mad about that 1 touchdown. That was bullshit. Other than that, pretty good game.
Trevor Lawrence throwing a back shoulder fade.
Yeah, no, that was awful.
To a running back. Oh my God, I was so pissed.
And then do we want to go ahead and talk about the thing everyone's talking about?
The moves.
Oh, the moves.
That was insane. Everyone knows how much insane was. I've never seen that.
The spin move. And then the jump.
I don't even care about the spin move. The spin move's dirty. I've seen Saquon do that before.
Oh,
So when I saw him do the spin, I was like, oh, okay. But I'm like, that's Saquon. I saw the backwards hurdle. I mean, I went back home, so I was watching my dad, and he was like, holy shit. Like, we were freaking out. And so that was insane.
Yeah, I mean, that was my reaction. Is it the greatest football play of all time, Brooks?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's not even close.
What is it?
Well, if you're talking maybe on pure athleticism, maybe. But, like, in terms of significance and stuff, no.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I think of the greatest football plays being, like, Franco Harris catching the last-second touchdown to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of athletic, like football,
Malcolm Butler,
or like the greatest football move you've seen. I guess that's what people are saying.
Yeah, that might be. I will say one that always catches my eye. This isn't NFL, but Braxton Miller's spin move. I think against Purdue, or no, it was against Virginia Tech. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Where spin move, and he's off to the right. Oh my God, such a sexy spin move.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool.
But let's move on.
We can.
Saquon's 160 by the way on the ground. Great for him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. Cardinals. Shout out the Cardinals, man. They impressed me. James Conner had over 100 yards on the ground, but the Bears secondary I think did sometimes enough, but that offense did not do what it needed to.
I think the main problem for the Bears is they need to get some sort of discipline in that locker room.
They need to learn how to finish as well.
Well, not even that.
Have you
yeah, that too. But have you seen the clips of DJ Moore during that game?
Of him like walking off the field,
just walking off the field and showing no effort.
I mean, that's crazy.
There was a few plays that were highlighted where he's the primary, he's the first option for Caleb Williams' routes and his progressions, and he's literally doing an up and out, a quick corner route, and he's jogging. The defender is having no problem keeping up and staying on his hip. So Caleb Williams can't throw the ball, starts to find the next person that's open and gets sacked.
The Bears are 0-6 in their last 6 away games, 0-4 this season.
Yeah, I personally, from what I saw just from that game as Chicago Bears GM and owner, based on the wide receiver talent, I would have traded DJ Moore for whatever I could have got after I saw that, because that was absolutely pathetic as a professional.
That was pathetic, yeah.
It was disgraceful. I would never want to see that on my team.
Let me say this. I'm struggling to see a path of the Bears making the playoffs.
No, they're out. Their division's too hard. They're already too far back.
New England's a win. Green Bay's at home. I think that could be a win because how good they've been at home. Minnesota at home, that could be a win as well. But they're 4 games away. Detroit, San Francisco, Minnesota, Green Bay. I think those are 4 losses, so you've got 8 losses, which is hard to make up for.
No, they're out of the playoffs.
I don't know if you go perfect as well. So
well, it's basically just based on the strength in their division as well.
Yeah,
they
so-
can't. They're not winning that division, and with all the other NFC teams that are up and coming, I don't think they're not getting a wild. They're done. Unless something drastic happens, the Bears are done. But let's move on. Stay in the NFC North. America's game of the week. Lions went down to Lambeau Field.
Crushed.
First outside game for Dan Campbell and the Lions. And they said, we don't give a crap. We're gonna beat you inside or outside. That game was a lot. You can't really say crushed because it was a 10-point game and the Packers out-yarded them in every stat. It was just the Lions are a better football team.
They are.
Made less mistakes. They executed.
The special teams was better. The defensive side of the ball was
everything
better.
about them was just better.
They did better. They executed. That's all you needed.
Get good field position, finish drives with high points. Packers didn't stand a chance.
The game was 24-6 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I thought the Packers were actually going to win this game.
I did too.
I was like, Lambeau energy, a little bit colder. You got the real fans coming out.
It was downpouring.
And it was not a good sight to see.
It did not matter.
I'm happy the Packers have a bye. I'm not a Packers fan, but I'm happy they have a bye because I want to see what Jordan Love can do when he's kind of getting healthy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
Let's move on. Rams-Seahawks. This is another great game.
What a one-handed catch, by the way, from Devontae Smith in the Eagles game. Garrett Wilson and DeMarcus. DeMarcus Robinson. What a catch, man.
Well, we'll get to it, and Jordan Addison.
True, and Jordan Addison's catch was great. What a great week for catches. But Njigba had 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Geno with 363 and 3. It wasn't enough, though. That defense needed to help out. Stafford threw a beautiful ball in overtime. I thought the Rams were actually
don't count them out.
I thought they
don't count them. What's their record? What's their record?
4-4.
0-4.
4. They're even 4-4. And they've got the Dolphins, which is a winnable game. The Patriots, which is a winnable game. The Eagles, probably a loss at home. The Saints, which is a winnable game. They can go 3-1 if they take care of business.
Yeah, with the Seahawks on the slide and the 49ers.
They can be 7-5.
49ers kind of shaky. They could very easily.
Yeah, they could jump into this division.
Yeah. All right, let's move along to
Vikings,
Sunday Night Football.
Colts, your dog of the day, misses. Was looking good until the second half.
Yep.
No touchdown for. I don't think the Colts got a touchdown. There were 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. Am I mistaken?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
I don't know. I think you're right.
2 field goals. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're right.
Yeah. Joe Flacco not helping, not a really good role model for Anthony Richardson this week.
No.
But the Sam Darnold machine got it done in the second half. 3 touchdown passes. He did it. Justin Jefferson had a big game.
Jordan Addison got freed.
Yeah, good for them. That was the Vikings. Brian Flores finally did something well on the defensive side. We've been kind of giving some criticism. We're like, help out, find your piece again. He did it. Good week for them. What are you thinking about that?
I mean, I think in this hard division, that's a game you needed to win. People were kind of doubting you out after the 2 consecutive losses. I think that's good for the offense and the defense just to kind of get back into the stride of winning. I mean, it's a tough division, and like you said, we're about to go into the blender for the playoffs. So
we are.
It's good. Good
to
for
get that win. Bucks Chiefs.
You were so close.
Should have went for 2.
Should have went for 2.
Should have went for 2. You never give Patrick Mahomes a damn chance in overtime. People are now calling for the rules to be regular season. Both teams get the ball. I still agree with that.
You think that should be the case?
Here's what. Can I make the case why?
Sure.
So I understand the practicality of overtime in the regular season, but that one game can make you a division winner in the playoffs. You didn't get the ball. It's the same thing, really, just earlier.
Right, but we're also if that wasn't against Patrick Mahomes, let's say it was the Buccaneers and say the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray led a game-winning drive.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's just because Patrick Mahomes is good.
Yes,
I don't think
he gets it done. So.
Again, I think I'm not opposed to them to changing the rules for that, but I can understand why they wouldn't. Because again,
I
I
think
think they should. I think that just
Yeah,
reinforces
I
the
think they
idea you
should.
should have probably gone for 2.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Mahomes is so good that can't give him the ball in overtime. But if that's another quarterback, you wouldn't go for 2, and you'd say let the defense go out there.
Yeah, 100%.
So again, I'm not opposed to that, but I don't see a strong enough argument outside of it's just because Patrick Mahomes got the
Yeah.
ball in overtime. So
He's good, man. He's good.
he's good. We can wrap that up. Before we get into, I guess, week 10, we're at the halfway point,
We're
right,
at the halfway
Brooks?
point.
So let's do some midseason awards.
Let's bring up all the awards that we can give.
Let's
How
do
about that?
Let's go ahead and do that. We
So-
can obviously start with the main ones, right?
MVP.
Or do you want to save that one for last?
I want to say that one for last.
Let's do
'cause that's
that.
that's really the headline.
Let's do that.
Let me see, because you can also bet on every single.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, I know.
So let me see if I can find futures awards. There's MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Opoy, Depoy Coach. How does that sound?
All right, let's start with the coach. How about that?
So currently, the betting favorite for Coach of the Year is Dan Quinn with the Washington Commanders.
That would be mine. As of right now.
As of right now, that is my pick.
that would be my pick.
End of the year, do you think he still gets it? I don't think so.
We'll see. I mean, if they win the division, which probably won't happen, but if they do, and they go to the playoffs and they have a high seed, I think he would win it, just like Kevin Stefanski won it
If
with
the
the Browns.
Chiefs have one loss or less, I think Andy Reid wins it. 15-1 or 16-0.
Yeah, that's true. It would be
Yeah.
17-0.
Oh yeah, 16-1 or
17-0.
17-0. Yeah, you deserve it, probably. But I like Dan Quinn right now. Okay, we both agree with that. Defensive Player of the Year. T.J. Watt is currently the favorite. I was going to say that as well, but I was going to make a huge case for Dexter Lawrence.
I don't mind Dexter Lawrence. I also
Um,
like Chris Jones.
Yes, that's always a good option. But I love Dexter Lawrence right now this season. I think he's underrated a little bit, even though he's getting well rated. I still think he's underrated.
I think he's
His
just
ability to get to the pass and the run is really good.
yeah. It's just because he kind of lost the sack leadership.
Yeah.
because Trey
Hendrickson took it.
Yeah, he got that game against the
Like 4
Raiders,
sacks.
so that's not really fair.
But to
like,
have that many as a nose tackle,
it's still impressive.
very impressive.
But he's gonna start losing national coverage unless he gets back up there, and that doesn't help his chances.
No, not at
especially
all.
because he's on the Giants.
But we both for right now have T.J. Watt as a winner, probably. Or do you?
I
have
would give it to
Jones?
Chris Jones just
Uh-huh.
because that they've been the best team in football,
Makes sense.
or the best defense in football through this first half of the season, and he's the reason why. But I would not hate a Derrick Henry.
For
Not
T.J.
Derrick
Watt?
Henry, T.J.
Yeah.
Watt, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, next is Opoy.
Yeah,
We both. I have Derrick Henry.
I don't.
You have Saquon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're Eagles biased. I have Derrick Henry.
I think I can make a non-biased reason why.
You probably can, but I think it's right now pretty solidly Derrick Henry's award.
Okay, well, I'm still going to explain why.
All right, go ahead.
So, when you think about, I guess, no, I'll save that for later.
Let me bring up stat leaders, too.
No, it's, never mind. It's okay. You can go ahead. It's fine. You can go.
Why don't
No,
you
just go ahead. It's fine. Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, my God. We just went over that.
That's-
D-Roy.
Oh, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes, I had Jared Verse as well. He's
I would-
been killing it for the Rams.
I would put him there as
Okay,
well.
yeah. All right. I told you that since I think like week 4, week 3 won Rookie of the Month, and you watch him. I watched him in Seahawks. He's doing well. He's been doing well almost every game.
Yeah, no, I would give it to him as well, but Quinyon Mitchell's not far behind.
Not far behind at all.
That's going to be mine by the end of the year.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
He's going to be first team all. Did you know he's having statistically a better defensive rookie season than Sauce Gardner?
Nice.
And
There you go.
he won defensive rookie of the year with first team all pro. So
Yeah, he did. We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, I feel like we should take 2 seconds. We both should have Jaden Daniels. There should be no debate. Don't make a debate for this middle of the season.
I'm not going to. I'm saying go to MVP.
All right, say why the MVP is Saquon Barkley.
I wasn't going to. The MVP is Jared Goff.
Okay.
Through the first half of the season, it's Jared Goff. I'm going to go and give you my top 5, though.
'Kay.
Number 1, I have Jared Goff.
All right.
Number 2, it's kind of close, but right now I have Josh Allen.
Okay.
And number 3, I have Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Now, we got to insert some non-QBs in there because, again, it's not just a QB award.
It is, so I'm going to put only QBs.
All right, well, you're no fun.
I am no fun.
So
I'm also like a voter, so I'm trying to think like a voter.
yeah, but voters need to be more fun. So
Damn right, election people. Voters need to be more fun.
So I'm gonna give 4 and 5 to Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. But let me explain why I think Saquon Barkley deserves an MVP spot higher than Derrick Henry, right? Yeah. So Derrick Henry, I would say he's a very vital piece to that offense. They're very good with him or in the backfield, in open field, whatever. The Eagles would not be this good without Saquon Barkley. And you can make an argument that the Ravens would not be this good without Derrick Henry, but I think the Ravens without Derrick Henry would be significantly better than the Eagles without Saquon Barkley. Even with all the talent on the Eagles, how much they've been playing through him and all he's been doing for them, it's been insane. And you wanted to bring up the stats, right? Derrick Henry leads the league in rushing yards by I think 120 right now over Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, the next closest is again, over like 150 is Jordan Mason. Saquon Barkley's also had a bye week. Derrick Henry has not.
So you think he's going to make up 120-something yards?
He can easily do that in a game. He's hit that mark. He's hit over that mark in 3+ games this season.
So 3 games.
I think there's 9 games left in the season.
Yeah.
He can easily get 100 and he can make that up, especially when Derrick Henry goes on bye week.
Also the touchdowns he has to make up too.
Yeah, but he has a lot more receiving touchdowns. I don't want to say a lot more, but he's got more receiving touchdowns.
More receiving touchdowns, but he has more touchdowns.
That's just why I think he should be one slot over.
He's also scored in every single game so far this season.
How many multiple touchdown games has he had though?
I don't know the number off my head. I think he's had at least he's had 2. I think.
Saquon Barkley's had 3, or at least 3. Might be 4.
I'll pull up the exact number. Just I don't want to.
Again, I'm not trying to
slander.
I'm not trying to.
TL.
I'm not trying to say Derrick Henry's a scrub, but I think that to me, and again, it's going to be somewhat biased, but Saquon Barkley at 4, Derrick Henry at 5, but again, they're interchangeable. That's just for the
2.
MVP ladder.
Because he had 11 tutties, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2, 3. He has 3 games. There you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Wait. Did I just count wrong?
Okay.
All right, just keep going.
No, I'm done. It's time for your MVP.
He has 4.
Okay, it's time for your MVP.
4. So he has more than Saquon. All right, my bad.
I think he's got 4 too.
So Lamar is statistically doing better than his last year MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to put Josh Allen over him.
Okay.
Because I think Josh Allen, the way that he's played, he got the Bills at 7-2. And the 2 games, you can make an argument for the Chiefs' loss as well, for the Ravens, but Josh Allen, I think, has been doing well, especially well enough to win the MVP. And he has some decent weapons, and so does Lamar. But I think Derrick Henry adds a lot more help to Lamar than James Cook adds to Josh Allen.
Not only that, but I think Zay Flowers, before they made the Amari Cooper trade, was a significantly better receiver than anyone on the Bills.
2, I have Lamar. 3, I have Goff. 4, I have Jaden Daniels, and 5, I would have Derrick Henry. And I agree with you that I could somehow see someone putting Saquon over him, but I think Derrick Henry's been better this season. That's my poll. So
you are putting Jaden Daniels on the MVP ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was crazy for saying that a few weeks ago.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you the people I wouldn't put. I'm not putting Mahomes.
No, I wouldn't either. He leads the league in turnovers.
Yeah. The fact that he's this high is crazy. I mean, I think they're because of the
second half. It's because they're
record.
Undefeated.
Yeah, stupid. It's because
But no, he leads the league in interceptions, or at least he's tied with Baker Mayfield for it. And they just played last night. How many picks did they throw?
I don't think Mahomes threw a pick.
Is it Baker?
Baker threw a pick. Check to make sure.
I'm looking.
But
Baker Mayfield threw 0 interceptions.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes also threw 0 interceptions.
But Patrick Mahomes should have thrown 2 on the final drive, where Antoine Winfield. The second one should have been caught. First one, maybe not. But
yeah, so they're tied for the league in interceptions, and Patrick Mahomes has not had good statistical lines at the beginning of the season. He was saved by his defense most of the early season.
Do you think anybody's beating out Kirk Cousins for comeback player of the year? I haven't really looked at other than that, but I know Kirk is has some decent odds there.
I don't think so. I really don't think anyone can. All I will say is, though, Jalen Hurts might be creeping back up into that MVP conversation.
Yeah, which is stupid.
No, not at all.
Joe
he's been
Burrow.
rolling. Once he beats Jaden Daniels, he'll be in there. Don't you worry. And
Joe
Lamar
Burrow is
Jackson.
plus 500. J.K. Dobbins plus 550. DeMar Hamlin plus 9. All right.
Get him out of there, bro. I did low key like J.K. Dobbins though. He's been having a really good
Yeah, he's
season.
been having a good season.
But I think Kirk Cousins will probably
All right.
get it just because he was injured.
Let's talk about
Thursday
wrap it
night
up.
football.
Thursday Night Football, big game. We got the Bengals traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. 4-5 against 6-3. 7-point favorite. 53.5. This is all from the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much to know. It's not actually, but now let me actually pull it up. First of all, Barron, go ahead. 6.5 on the spread. Barron, who do you like in this one?
I'm gonna take the Ravens. I do have one concern for them though.
Go ahead.
That pass defense is awful. Awful. And Cincinnati can sling the rock. Now they just traded for Khalil Herbert, who I also just picked up off
Interesting.
Fantasy Wires.
Interesting.
So
as well.
I'm expecting them to see a lot of run plays as well. But the Bengals are smart, which Zach Taylor really isn't. They should sling the ball all game with Joe Burrow, and if they do that, they have a very good shot. But this Ravens offense is really, really good, and this Bengals defense is really, really bad. So what was the over for this game? I know
3.5.
I know
it should be the highest one this week.
I was about to say I know these
Yeah.
NFC or these AFC North games are always like
No
stinkers
different.
that end 20-10, but this one could hit the over for sure.
Yeah.
Don't book it though, but
Do
it
not
could.
book it.
It very well could. What are your thoughts?
I like the Bengals in this game to cover at least.
I like them to cover as well.
The only issue I have is T. Higgins is not playing.
Still
I have him in fantasy. He's just got moved from projected down to 0 because he still hasn't been in practice.
awesome.
So
He's
you
on my fantasy too.
Oh yeah, and I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could be cooked here. But yeah, I like the Bengals to cover. I think the Ravens could edge it out. But honestly, that like you said, my biggest thing I was going to bring up is I don't think the Bengals are going to run the football. You're against them on run defense by a good amount. Khalil Herbert, I don't think adds that much value. And Chase Brown, Zach Moss. Chase Brown's actually had some decent weeks.
Yeah,
Not going to disrespect.
Zach Moss is out for the season.
Is he?
Yeah, that's why they traded for him.
Oh, he's still listed as doubtful.
No, he's out for the season. I'm pretty sure.
Wow. I was just saying because he went out doubtful, and he was projected. I thought he was projected points last week too.
I'm pretty sure he's done.
Let me look at their injuries. He could be done. Injured reserve, neck. Oh yeah, neck. You're done.
He's done.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why they traded for Khalil Herbert.
makes sense. Well then, smart move for Khalil Herbert then.
Oh,
but
yeah, for sure. But
I don't think the run game is gonna be that. I think it's gonna be all pass game.
Well, I don't think the run game's gonna do anything. But
I know
I
they
don't.
lost Eric All to a tight end, the tight end Eric All to an ACL injury.
Mm-hmm. It's just to me, Zach Taylor doesn't seem to like make the right decisions, and they love to play short field advantage. And if you play short field and don't move it down the field, that's where the Ravens defense is going to eat them.
Okay, well I like the Bengals to cover because I like Jamar Chase in this game.
I do too.
The Ravens got Tre'Davious White for a 7th rounder, by the way, exchange. So they basically got him for free.
Yeah.
Let me say this. He ain't all that.
He's washed.
Yeah.
He's like 35.
Yeah. He ain't all that.
No, that's why it was.
So
That's why they got him.
freaking out.
That's why they got him for free.
Exactly. So he's not freaking out. Okay.
He'll probably not even play him this week.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or tomorrow.
He's
Yeah,
on
the game's tomorrow night. Yeah, he probably will not play.
Yeah.
So
Jamar, you got Gesicki still doing it, and you can do it out the backfield.
we'll see. I'm gonna start Gesicki this week though.
I think that's a good play.
Yeah.
That's a
But
good play. I think the I wouldn't be surprised if they won it too.
I think they can win, but we'll see. There's got to be a lot that happens.
I wonder if how many
starts
plays Jermaine
starts with the
Burton's
coaching.
get.
They
I
got to
don't think
change
very
that up.
much, but still. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Of course, next episode, Dog of the Day will be back.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us missed. There's some
Who
big
was yours
spreads.
last week?
The Bucks.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
yours is the Colts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, it should be good ones.
Yes, it
but
should.
You got the Ravens. I'm just gonna take the Bengals because we don't do Dog of the Day. But
That's fun.
let me take Bengals.
All right.
I think they can make some noise.
Maybe we should start tracking Thursday night predictions for these episodes.
I was thinking if you want to do a second half, we could just predict every game and see who does better.
We'll think about that.
We'll think about that. Anyways, you'll take the Ravens. I'll take the Bengals. All right, let's do it. Nothing agreed. That'll be another episode, though, of Nothing Agreed. Thank y'all for listening. We got Week 10 ready to go.
Right around the
NFL
corner.
season is flown by, so make sure you keep up to date, keep watching, and have some fun. And peace.